G'day guys. Attempt number 3. Let's see if we can get it this time. Anyways, for those that don't know, I'm Darren. You should be able to tell. I had a stroke back in April 2022. The day of the stroke was just like any other day. You just get up, you do your thing, get up, go to work, do your bit, go home, go to bed, get up, go to work. But not today, not that day. That day was just like any other normal day. I was just doing my thing, and I used to deliver freight around our local city here in Warrnambool, just around to the shops, and and I was climbing back up in the truck and sort of fell out as I was trying to climb up, and everything just felt wrong. It was dizzy. It was disorientation. A bit nauseous, I guess, is another way of sort of putting it. Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember I drove, and not advisable to drive in the middle of having a stroke. So do not try this at home. But anyway, I drove back to the depot, and Megan was there, and she could tell that I wasn't feeling quite myself, and she helped me to load up my truck, and we went out again, and I drove again. So Megan, I'm sorry for driving with you in the truck while I was in the middle of having a stroke. Now that I think of it, it was stupid, and I'm sorry, but we made it. Can't kick us. Anyway, so got home, and just as the hours went past, I just started feeling worse. The nauseous got worse, the dizziness and disorientation. I felt maybe my sugar levels might have been low, like, because I didn't eat like during the day. Like, I was wake up, go to work, have a cigarette. These things are great. Little Nicorette inhaler. Seriously, if you're trying to quit smoking, these are good. Fantastic. There's a free plug for Nicorette, so you owe me something. Anyway, where was I? Can't remember where I was at. Oh, that's right. Just as the hours went past, I felt worse. And then I did the stupid thing, and I drove again to go and get my partner's daughter, Chelsea, from school. Sorry, not from work, from school. And come home, and it felt like I was in like Stargate episode. If you've ever seen Stargate, where they go through like the wormhole and shoo, shoo, shoo. That's what it felt like. I felt like everything was flying past me, and I would turn to look, and everything would be quickly jumping, and things were just jumping out at me. And I got home, and I put my feet up, and I felt horrible, like really horrible, and I didn't think it was stroke. My face wasn't drooping. Apparently, I was slurring my speech a little bit. I don't remember that, but I do remember my arms were fine, and But anyway, and then I went to bed, and Belinda said, we need to get you to hospital, just to get checked out, and I'm like, no, she'll be right. I got another big day at work tomorrow. I'm just gonna go to bed, sleep it off, because I'm just tired. So I went to bed, and 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, and the floor wasn't kind of where I left it. And the bathroom, we got an ensuite, and I couldn't find it. Like it's just there type of thing when you get up, and I was stumbling and tripping, and that woke Belinda up, and all I could think about while falling over trying to get to a bathroom I didn't quite know where it was how am I going to drive my truck feeling like, how am I going to load my truck feeling like this? How am I going to drive, and how am I going to jump up in the back and get the stuff down? all I could think about was how was I going to continue to live. Didn't think for 1 second that I had a stroke. No, it didn't even cross my mind. But anyway, so we went to the hospital, and because of COVID, the partner Belinda, she dropped me at the emergency door, and I sort of hobbled in and feeling really bad, and they were pretty quick to get me into the emergency area, and doctor after doctor after doctor was like, look at this, touch my finger, and all this sort of cool stuff, you know. But I kept getting asked the same question over and over again. Anyway, we had a doctor come in, and Barraclough, you're a legend, mate. Dr. Barraclough is fantastic. He's like booked out for like 8 months, kind of. He's that good. He's that popular because he's that good. So anyway, and he said, we need to get you a CT scan. So we had the CT scan, and I'm just like, I wasn't thinking stroke. I wasn't. I didn't know what to think. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking something like diabetes had hit me all of a sudden, and my sugars were out, and that was causing me to be so. I don't know. But anyway, so the CTs came back, and it hinted, it hinted towards a stroke, and I was told that it looks like you've had a stroke, but we're not going to know for sure until we get an MRI. So anyway, so they rang up, because it was after hours. This is like 4 a.m. or whatever it is by this time. They had to ring someone in that had to get out of bed and come in, because they were the ones on call, and they fired up their super duper machine. And I laid there, and it span around making crazy noises and lights, and I had music pumping in the ears, so that was okay. And then went back to the room, and I'm laying there, and then Dr. Barraclough said, yeah, you've had a stroke, but you haven't just had one. I had multiple mini strokes leading up to the main event, my stroke, you know, the one that changed me for good. Anyway, so yeah, and all I could think about was how the hell am I going to get back to work? Yeah, I begged. I said to Belinda, can you let Ellen, because she came into the hospital, and before, I didn't know that she'd been worded up on what had happened, and I said, you know, I don't know how to explain this to the boss. I don't know how I'm going to explain that might have to have the day off. Yeah. But, you know, I wanted to get back to work. This was on the Friday morning. I wanted to get back to work by the Monday. And it's taken me a long time to come to terms with the fact that I can't go back to that type of work. I'm too dangerous to myself and others on the road, and those people around the depot, and you know, with my stumbling and tripping, and my vertigo is really bad. I can't stand and talk. I've got to sit down. I'd end up falling out in front of a forklift and killing myself, and end up who knows what. And that's not good. Doesn't look good for work care. No, doesn't. Oh, who's messaging me? Lovely. But anyway, so yeah, so a few days I was in hospital for, and coming to terms with what had happened, and trying to work out how I was going to get back to work, and it took quite a while, and I'm thinking, oh no, you know, maybe I'll just need a couple of weeks off, and I can just bounce back and get into it. But you know, 6 months later, and yeah, 6 months later, and I'm stuck here still. Life isn't the same. Life is not easy. Having a stroke is life changing, and I know that you guys on online and on Facebook and all that have probably got me blocked or deleted or whatever. But and you're sick of me harping on. But seriously, like, to go from doing 30 to 40,000 steps a day with work, I had no problems with doing that. I enjoyed doing that. To go from doing that, and I'm about to be interrupted. No, I'm good. Yeah, you stay down there. I'm talking. But anyway, to go from doing those sort of steps a day, and now I'm lucky to hit 2,000, 3,000, and I'm tired. But it's been a road, and I'm still on it. I got a long way to go. I finally got some really, really good things happening in physio. It took way too long to get to that point. But now that I'm doing my physio, I feel like I'm making little steps. There's a lot of things that I do to test balance and stepping and coordination, and I think it was like I upped it like one step extra in the 30-second period. On one of the tests, I got one extra step out of it, and those are the little victories that you need to celebrate, because it can yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you alone for now. Just wanted to just talk about what I was thinking. Bye. Anyway, stay strong, guys. Stay safe. Try not to hate me for talking about stroke too much. All right. Catch ya.